Welcome, Capricorn. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your September reading. I've laid out the cards in the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with a new deck, the Tales from the Tarot, and I'll finish off with one of two oracle decks. So let's get started, Capricorn, with your overall energy for September. We have the Eight of Wands. This is about lots of ideas and information, messages coming into you. This can be the result of a lot of effort you've made to making contacts, finding out information, requesting some interviews, or getting connected up with people and ideas that are helping you to move something forward. This is signaling an effect of the many retrogrades that we are experiencing right now. So that there may be a lot of information, a lot of momentum that is being delayed somehow through the extra considerations and thought that others are giving to information you've given or ideas you've put forward. But this is indicating that there will be a lot of movement. There may be travel involved. Certainly the opportunity to learn new things or gain an interview with someone who gives you significant ideas, invites you to participate in something that allows you to elevate your participation. In the first house, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and this is what you're concentrating on. This is the entirety of your focus. And I love that these are two eights. Numbers I associate with Capricorn anyway. Number of success, a number of focus, a number of diligence, hard work, with a focus on excellence, quality, and value. So you are investing yourself in yourself. You are looking at components of your effort, your skills, your intentionality, your health, your attitude and perspective. You are purifying and even detoxifying as you are diligently focus on improving your skills, improving your plan, and putting attention into the details. This self-development, you understand, is the key to any changes that you can and will make in your external environment. In the fourth house, the house of your foundation, your family, your home, the Moon card is a beautiful acknowledgement of all the support that you have in the universe. This can be a call for you to reach out to or open up to love and support, information from invisible realms, invisible entities. This can include most definitely ancestors who have passed, as well as ancestors that are still living. You are seen by them, even if in many ways you cannot put words or language to your experiences in this moment. You are opening yourself up to a meditation practice, consistent. And this is what's spurring this focus on self-discipline and self-development, is the instituting practices of prayer, meditation, journaling, dream tracking, whatever it is you do that allows you to give thanks and to open yourself up to many invisible resources that exist for you. In the seventh house, the house of your significant others, you are finally gaining the lessons, understanding the pattern of disappointment, failure, even betrayal, hurt from your relationships. This is all your relationships. You're looking at them as part of a pattern, part of a package, and you're taking responsibility for your parts in those relationships. You're understanding that the betrayal was on both ends, yours as well, perhaps as someone else's. The betrayal is about betrayal to yourself. This is about not keeping promises to yourself, but privileging the promises you make to others, the desire to give something away to others that belongs to you. This is encouraging. This is helping you understand why these acts in what you believe were good faith were not reciprocated or returned, because in fact, this was power leeching, power giving away power. This was not a real conscious and explicit agreement around the nature of a relationship. And this is something that you're learning. This is an area of a lot of fear for you because you have been hurt so often, and you are aware that you've kept yourself walled up as a result of these experiences in a way that is preventing you from moving forward and releasing this pain. In the 10th house, the house of your social identity, how others experience you, your place in your community. The 7 of Wands shows you establishing your expertise, staking your claim on what you know, what you're good at, what you're experienced with. In fact, what you have a lot of experience with. You know you are on your path, and in this way you have set out clear boundaries with others that may be new to some very long-standing relationships. You may be clarifying with others, particularly others who you feel have not supported you or understood you, very clear limits to your openness to their input as to what you're doing, particularly because you realize that openness, that boundarylessness has not served you. You have allowed yourself to be too open to the wrong energies. You're now aware that you are desiring to open up your heart to receiving the kind of love that you have offered others. And to this end, you are speaking your truth in a way that is becoming automatic, routine, and a part of your process, part of clearing away the field, so that when you speak, it is heard, it is understood, and you stand by and stick by what it is you believe. The 8 of Pentacles in the first house is clarified by the 10 of Wands in the second house and the Justice card in the third house. Whew, yeah. This has been a really, really painful road for you. I'm sensing a lot of deprivation in your ability to be stable and secure. There may have been a lot of financial losses or loss of property or loss of resources. You may have lost or walked away from jobs that may have been promising, but you never found the promise there. And as a result of the sense of failure, the sense of taking up responsibility for others who do not reflect that back to you, you have been extremely exhausted, extremely betrayed, a sense of betrayal. My sense here is that you take responsibility for these failures, and you are working on giving yourself the justice, the respect, the honor that you deserve as a result simply of having lived through these experiences of devastating loss. You realize that despite the forgiveness you've given others, you still need to work to forgive yourself. And that what you are deserving, you realize you may never experience, but you are able to give yourself the love and respect that you are deserving of, having survived this level of betrayal. The Moon card in the 4th house is clarified by the Hanged Man in the 5th house and the Hermit in the 6th house. Again, this has prompted, these experiences of loss are coming back up for you as we are in a time of a lot of retrograde planets. Particularly all except Uranus are in retrograde of the outer planets. So Saturn, your ruler, is retrograding in Pisces. Very appropriate for the Moon card here. As is naturally Pluto, which has been in Capricorn for 15 plus years and is still there. So you are really all of the big lessons of the last 15 to perhaps even 20 years are coming back around for your final review, your final release. And that is a space you're in, this need to stay back a little bit, to step away from the momentum and the energy of what you feel empowered to do right now. There is an issue of momentum because of the clarity you're gaining about your power, but you're also understanding that as things move forward rapidly, it is important for you to stay in control of your actions, your thoughts, and those things you want to create. So that is part of this uber capacity you have to set clear boundaries and to give yourself the space of self-retreat, of going within to get the answers. You have earned this. This is not a dark night of the soul that is your first rodeo by any means. If you're a Capricorn, the dimensions of retreat, solitude, loneliness, even depression are things you hopefully have learned to work with rather than against. Hopefully you are not sucked into the sense of depression, even if you can recognize some of the symptoms that may exist for you, but you're extracting what is meaningful and important about this time, stepping back, and that is the ability to consult and validate your own authority. Because as you move forward towards success, it must be on your own terms in order for you to be fully responsible for the results, for the consequences. And that's something you're learning to do. You're learning to shift your perspective to recognize that what you thought was occurring to you may have been something different, and the value of what you experienced is available to you at any moment, but it's only available to you if you step back and give yourself the space to experience it. And that includes the releasing of loss, as the Three of Swords in the 7th house tells us, clarified by the Strength card in the 8th house and the Four of Swords in the 9th house. Again, a lot of emphasis on pulling back, stepping back to look at the bigger picture, to count our blessings, even among the tragedies, the disappointments, the heartache, to recognize that the suffering has been a crucible for you to learn hard lessons. Whatever these losses are, they taught you a lot. At some level, they rebalanced you and gave you back something you had given away. And my guess is it's been a long, hard decade or so for many of you climbing back out of this loss that you've experienced. And I'm guessing you experienced this loss sometime during Pluto's transit of Capricorn. So that includes the pandemic period. And it doesn't mean that you haven't been making gains. You've made a lot of gains, but that you need to persevere. You need to keep exhibiting that powerful, silent strength that you have at your command. You can keep the ball rolling. You can hold things up because you can. You have that kind of strength. As a child of Saturn, time is your friend. Time is the great healer, and as you keep working on who you are and the things that you can change and improve, you are coming into a gratitude for the experiences you've had, the difficulty you have, knowing that you now have the spiritual, the foundation, the clarity that you need to move forward on your own terms. The Seven of Wands in the 10th house is clarified by the Four of Coins in the 11th and the 10 of Cups in the 12th. Oh, my blue jays, my scrub jay feathers are important to me. They're all over our backyard, and they leave their beautiful gifts for us. The Four of Coins is about, yes, you're building this foundation for yourself. You're building your own stability, your own security, your own safety and abundance. But you're doing that from the pool of universal ideas. You're pulling that from the World Bank of resources that are shared by the vast collective of individuals. You don't need to follow and involve yourself in the trappings of a culture that deifies material abundance and even excess. Instead, you're finding the resources among the ideas that you value, the ideas that are shared by all, and that can contribute to the abundance, the safety, and security of all. This is what makes you happy. This is a picture of a beautiful community, a community that shares, that finds joy in safety, safely sharing the experiences of overcoming these kinds of hardships, understanding and validating the gifts that have been received by this tremendous adversity you've overcome, and the safety of finding the pleasure, the triumph, the strength in your vulnerability and the ability to share with others, to find pleasure and joy on the journey. I hope this is resonating for you, Capricorn. As a fellow Capricorn, it's definitely an intense time for all of us, and I've flipped over growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for your time. Until next time, namaste.